Oh my gosh, what a line. What? All right, so I wanna direct attention to this week's little bit of fun stuff. So I showed you guys last week like the PowerPoints that were made, and I got really fed up this week with this guy. If you guys want to watch the whole clip, I did make a VOD of it, but I'll be uploading that sometime. All right, so so to recap, let me recap this real quick, because I know not everybody was here last week to hear the first part, but basically there's a huge lack of effort on one of our team members' part, and last week I did a rant about it, and I showed the PowerPoints that he made versus the PowerPoints that I made, right? Ah, here they are. Okay, so this is my presentation, 35 slides, as I showed last week, and this is his version of it based on the same lesson. 29 slides with the bottom half of it pretty much empty. Yeah, not pretty much, it's exactly empty. Like the bottom half of his presentation was empty, right? He didn't even finish it. I think he meant to leave this as space for me to improve on, but yeah, I didn't go with that. Also, like I said, all of these are copy pasted from my presentation, right? He pretty much he copied this on every presentation. And then these are also copy pasted. So basically, out of you know, 29 plus a couple of blank slides, 4 slides of original content. All right, this is the background information. So this week we had another lesson. I didn't even want to, like, I wasn't even planning to do this. I'm baffled with design of these presentations. Yeah, mine's not pretty. But here's what I'll show you. So he reaches out to me. He's like, hey, can you do this is page 98 and 99. So he's like, can you do page 98 and 99? Can you get that PowerPoint started? Like, we weren't even supposed to do this one, but because he ran out of stuff to teach, so he's scrambling for PowerPoints, he's scrambling for content to teach. So he's like, he reaches out to me. He's like, hey, do you want to work on this? For what the heck? Where the heck are you working at? Seems like a weird job. It's a private school, but they require us to use PowerPoints. I don't know, not my cup of tea, but whatever. Yours not pretty, but that green one is another low. English teacher for like kids. So I teach 6th grade now, a little bit higher, but so like there's more stuff required, right? Because they're a little bit higher in cognitive abilities. So yeah, I'm not a fan of his designs, right? I keep mine simple, black and white, no background. But he says, oh, can you do page 98, 99? So he asked me, like, can I start the PowerPoint? And then he's like, yeah, you can start on it and I'll add to it in the morning, first thing in the morning, and I'll finish it. Right away, right off the bat, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna just like do everything for you. So this is what I asked. I asked him to give me some ideas. I asked him, like, do you got any ideas? Like, what do you need me to do for it? What do you need me to do for this lesson? His reply is, start working on a PowerPoint, I guess. I can finish it first thing in the morning. So I'm like, okay, so you just want me to put in the story, right? So there's a story here, 2 pages. He's like, yeah, and I guess an activity around it to kill 2 lessons. So basically he wants me to do the whole fucking thing, right? Because each PowerPoint, like I said, is supposed to last 2 lessons. So he said, oh yeah, just throw in the story, add an activity or 2 to kill 2 lessons. That's the whole fucking thing. That's the whole PowerPoint. What do you need to add to it then? And then I asked, like, what kind of activity? Like, let them read it. Like, give me some ideas. I need some contribution. He's like, read and circle the vocabulary. First of all, like the vocabulary isn't necessarily used in it. So I put in the pages like zoomed in and everything, so you can see each page. That's what I did, like, for him. And then he's like, yeah, just copy paste the story with some examples of vocab words to circle, and I'll do the rest. When I heard that, I'll do the rest, I'm like, all right, bet, you do the rest. All right. So I did this part. I did all of these. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mind it is copy pasted on purpose. I copy pasted it only on purpose just to see what he would add to it the next day. And then all of this is copy pasted. I did everything copy pasted, his style, perfect, right? So I put this in, and I gave it to him. Obviously, I made like for the previous one, I made my own version of this where he can't access it. I kept it offline so he can't use it. I wanted to see what he would add to this, and then it's the I'll do the rest part that really caught my attention. He's like, oh, and thanks, I'll have it finished up first thing in the morning. And then afterwards, in the morning time comes, he's like, I added in a few slides to milk for time. Okay, I added in a few slides to milk for time. Okay, check out what the fuck he added to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was it. That's all he added to it. 1, 3 questions, which would take 2-3 minutes tops to get through. A labeled picture of only one of the pictures, okay, in the whole story. A single title slide header. And this, telling them what we'll do. We will listen to the story twice. We'll read it together. Circle new words. That's what I said in the beginning. I put this in the beginning. That was it. That's all he added. I wish I was kidding. I wish I was fucking making this up. I wish I was making this up. You know what they say? Working extra won't give you another dollar. I mean, that's his kind of motto. That's pretty much his motto. But the fact that he's offloading shit for other people to do while putting in so little effort, like, it's a team effort. I've made, like, because we're on the last unit of teaching, I've made pretty much every single PowerPoint in this unit on my own. Like, and I've been doing this for him pretty much the whole year. And this year, like this last term, last unit, I'm just like, I'm so fed up at this point. Well, that is a few slides. So here's my version of it. Like he didn't add anything like substantial to, first of all, milk for time. This doesn't milk any time. This adds probably like 5 minutes tops, if that. His motto is fake it till you make it. That is really his motto. His motto is fake it till you make it. He's one of those guys that once he acquires a leadership or higher position, he's the type of boss that will stop doing work at all, and then he'll order people around. I can already see it because he thinks of himself in that regard already, working here, although he's not. He doesn't have it officially. He thinks of himself that way. Imagine he was put in that position. He'd have the power to, you know, let people do his work for him. You should not be doing all the work like that. And that's why I stopped. Like, I'm really fucking angry at this point. And so what I made, my version of it, I pretty much added some, I highlighted keywords and sentences that I know they're not going to really understand at this point. This is a really low level group, which is why I added stuff. Like, I pulled in pictures, and, you know, in during the class, you take some time to explain what these are, what the meaning of these are in the context of the story. So I did that, probably at least 2 or 3 keywords for each one. And at the end of it, there's an activity. So I made an activity that gives you the answers for each one so we can check it together. He didn't do any of that. And this stuff takes time. this stuff takes time to make. Like you have to go on search the images, sometimes have to edit the images, you have to put you know, the answers in place. And so I'm just really I'm fine. I'm glad I'm done. Like I surprisingly, he announced his resignation from the company pretty much in December, and he's been talking about it every day. Like it's been reminded to us that he's leaving every single day. It's like 10 more months, okay, 4 more months, just 3 more months. I haven't even mentioned anything about leaving, but because of this moving to Canada situation, I'm gonna resign with them. And it's funny, I just find it funny that I'm gonna leave before him. I'm leaving this week, and I'm glad I'm done with him. Also, like, because of this guy, I use sarcasm on a daily. I use sarcasm on a daily basis with this guy because I just can't be serious with him.